Morning everyone, welcome to Tuesday. Hope you got on okay with the work we set yesterday. Today we're looking at timetables. So this is quite useful if you're catching buses or trains to know how to look at the timetable and figure out what time you need to catch the bus or train and what time it will get you there. So we've got two characters, we've got Emma and Max, and they're looking at the school bus timetable. Now Emma says she goes to Breakfast Club, to the school bus picks her up from Clements Way at 25 minutes to 8. Now, if it's 25 minutes to 8, we could write that as the digital time as 7:35. Now, if I get my highlighter pen, here it is, she catches the bus at Clements Way at 7:35. Now, the first question says, what time does Emma arrive at school? Now, the way we read a timetable is if we've gone across a row like this, she catches it at Clements Way at 7:35, and then we're looking to see what time she gets to school. We look down the column now to find the school, Anderton Primary School, and then we can read what time she gets there because we're coming on, she's obviously catching bus A, so she would get to school at 8:05. Now then, Max has actually had a look here at bus C, and he wants to know if he catches bus C at 7:45, what time that would get to primary school, but his bag is in the way. So I've drawn here, this is a timed, like a number line that we can use using the information from the timetable, because the information has told us that the buses all take the same amount of time. So what actually we've got to do is we've got to use the information from bus A or bus B to see how long it takes those buses to get to school. So I've used the information from bus A, and it leaves the first stop, Nicholson Street, at 7:15 in the morning, which is the first number I've put on my number line. It then, we can look at the timetable over here. If I then scroll down that column, it arrives at school at 8:05, and I put 8:05 at the end of the number line over here. And what I've got to do from there is decide how many minutes are between that starting and ending time. Now, if I just change to my pen, here we go. So from 7:15 till 8 o'clock, I know that that's 45 minutes. So that means I've added 45 minutes here. If you're not sure about time with the digital, you can always use an analog clock. If you haven't got one on your wall, you can get one online, and you can count the 5-minute gaps to help you. And then from 8 o'clock to 8:05, I've added another 5 minutes. So in total, 45 add 5, it means that the bus takes 50 minutes to get from Nicholson Street to Anderton Primary School. So for bus C, if we now look over here, bus C departs at 7:45 in the morning, and we need to know what's this spot here where the bag is covering. If you look down here to this second part where we've got the clocks, 7:45 is shown on this analog clock here. This is 7:45, 7:45 is the other way that we would say it. Now it's broken down, the 50 minutes, into 2 clocks. That will help us read the time at the end. So remember, between each number is 5-minute gap. So this has gone 5, 10, 15, and then it's carried on this side, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 50 minutes takes it round to here. Now it's done it on 2 clocks to help us tell the time, because this one here has brought the time up to the hour of 8 o'clock now. And then the rest of the 50 minutes has moved the minute hand to the 7, which if we count in our 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That means it's 35 minutes past 8 o'clock, so it's now 8:35. So that's the missing time behind the bag. Okay, so here we are now with our first think together. So this is a train timetable. Lexi gets on the 15:07 train at Birchfield. So I'm going to look down this list. Here's Birchfield, and she's getting on the 15:07. So, oh look, here it is. This is the train that she's catching here. And the question says, what time does she arrive at Ashtown Central? Well, here's Ashtown Central, but I know that she's on this train in this column, so I've got to read down until I get to Ashtown Central. So I know she gets to Ashtown Central at 15:50. So that's what time her train arrives there. So my answer would be 1550. You've just got to make sure that you're reading down the right columns to help you find the correct answer. Now then, Andy gets on the 1413. Oh dear, look, that's all gone a bit wrong. Let me move myself up and get the rubber to get rid of this horrible line. So he's getting on the 1413 train this time at Littleborough. Now, at Littleborough, we now are going to work out how many minutes it takes to get to Birchfield. So he's getting on this train and he's getting off at Birchfield at 14:37. Now we can just use our clock, because from here, look, there's 2 minutes. Can you see from there? There's 1, 2. That's 2 minutes. And then we can count in our fives. We can go 5, 10, 15, and then there's 2 more minutes there. So if I've got 15 minutes plus 2 is 17, plus another 2, it's 19 minutes. I could have as well, if I needed to, if that's a bit tricky with the clock, you could have drawn a number line and shown the minutes, which we're going to look again at the next question. So it's taken him 19 minutes to get there. Now, in fact, just before I tell you this one, the reason that they like you to count forward with these, or that we'd like you to look at a clock or a number line, is if you did a takeaway sum, where you put the biggest number, take away the smallest number, for time it doesn't always work, because there's only 60 minutes in an hour. It just makes it all goes a bit wrong. It just doesn't work. So please always look, if you're looking to find time gaps, to use a number line or clocks, because it works much better. So here, this is another example. So this one says, how long does it take to get from Birchfield to Ashtown Parkway? So here, I'm looking at Birchfield to Ashtown Parkway, and it leaves at 14:37. So you can see this has drawn the number line, and they've drawn 14:37 at the beginning, and it arrives at 15:09. So that goes at the end of our number line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to count on to see how many minutes are in between there. Now, if you're doing this, a really good way of doing it is to always get up to the next whole hour, because then from there it makes the next jump easier. So 14:37. Now I would in my head think, if I add 3 minutes to 14:37, that takes me to 14:40, doesn't it? And then from 14:40, I can go to 14:50, which is 10 minutes, to 14:60, which is 1500 hours. So that there is 20 minutes. So together, I've actually added 23 minutes there to get from 14:37 to 1500 hours. And then from 1500 hours, I've added 9 minutes to get to 15:09. Remembering that 1500 hours is the same as 3 o'clock. The way, if you want to sort of do it in the numbers that we know on our clocks, is if you take away 12, it will tell you the number that it is. So 1500, 1500 is, take away 12, it's 3 o'clock. So in total, 23 add 9, or here's another good trick, that if you're adding 9, don't do a sum, don't calculate it, writing it all down. What I always do is I think I'm going to round 9 up to 10. If I do 23 add 10, I get to 33. Now I've had to add 1, so at the end I've got to take 1 away, so it becomes 32 minutes. That means it takes 32 minutes to get from Birchfield to Ashtown Parkway. Okay, oops, see, there's my 2. Not a very good 2. All right, so here's your work for today. You're looking at Power Maths pages 135 to 137. Lots of timetables. Remember to write down things, highlight what you're looking at. So you're going across and looking at the right columns, because that makes things a lot easier. Remember to send me some emails, and I hope you get on okay. Any questions, then just let me know. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.